Hey guys, in this video I'm going to be going over how to find the best hostel. Now notice I said best instead of cheapest. Cheapest isn't necessarily your best option, and it can be very beneficial to spend an extra dollar or two a night on a hostel. What I'm going to do is go over some things that you should look out for when you're booking a hostel ahead of time. With that being said, you don't always have to book a hostel ahead of time. It can be a very unique and fun experience to kind of just land in a new city, go with the flow, find a hostel, stay there for a couple of nights. I've done it before and it was a lot of fun. But I also do like to book hostels ahead of time because it allows you to be more efficient with your money and your time. I personally think time is just as important as money. So yeah, let's have a look. So these are in no particular order. They're kind of just in the order that I pinned them to the wall. But yeah, so first we have location, location, location. Say you find a really cheap hostel and it's out in the middle of nowhere. That means you're going to have to offset that cost with either transportation, meaning you're going to have to take a bus or a train or even a taxi into the city or wherever you want to go. That costs money and time. If you have to walk into the city and it's 30 minutes to the city and then 30 minutes back to your hostel, that's an hour of your day just gone to having to walk back and forth. And sure, that can be part of the experience for the first couple of days, but it gets old quickly. And even over a couple of weeks, that hour a day will add up. That's an entire day of your trip just gone because you're having to walk so much. So yeah, try and find a hostel somewhat centralized in the city, close to the things you want to see, or close to a train station or bus terminals, things like that. It's a good way to be efficient with your time. Speaking of time, we have 24-hour service, or like 24-hour check-in. Flights can be delayed, flights can land late, all sorts of stuff. What happens if your flight gets in at 8 or 9 o'clock and you don't get to your hostel till 10 o'clock at night? And you're supposed to be there, 7 hours ago, and there's no one at the front desk to help you check in. You're in a bit of trouble. You're going to have to either go and get another hostel, get another hotel. You're going to have to eat that reservation, meaning you can't get a refund for it. You're wasting money on it because you can't use it. Then you have to spend extra money on the hotel or whatever. Most hostels nowadays will have this. At the very least, they'll probably be willing to help you regardless, especially if you have the dick pic and you have proof of your hotel reservation confirmation, but it's something you don't really want to worry about. Next we have free breakfast or communal meals and activities. Now I say free breakfast, they usually add about $1 or so to your reservation a day, but breakfast is the most important meal of the day. A good breakfast will keep you fueled for a long time. Now, don't be one of those jerks that loads their pockets full of rolls and donuts and fruit and snacks and stuff. Be honest, be noble. Don't ruin free breakfast for everyone. But yeah, it's a good way to save a lot of money on food because you already have a set meal prepared for you in the morning. Can't really miss out on that now, can you? That made no sense. Next, I have bar or common room. That can be a pro as much as a con. If there's a bar or common room, there's a good chance it's going to be very loud, but it's also a great way to meet people. That's where all the free breakfast and communal meals and activities are going to be. So yeah, if you can't get to sleep with a lot of noise and a lot of lively atmosphere, rowdy people, you might want to look for a hostel that doesn't have this. But if you are looking for kind of a party hostel and you want to go and meet people easily, find a hostel that has this. Next we have amenities, so like Wi-Fi, kitchen, lockers. Now with Wi-Fi, everyone wants to check their Facebook or Instagram or email or Twitter, whatever. It's also a good way to stay safe. You're able to check in with your friends or family and be like, hey, I'm going here tomorrow. If you don't hear from me again, that's where I was kidnapped. That's probably not going to happen, but you see what I mean. With the kitchen, it's a great way to save money on food. You can go to a grocery store, pick up a lot of stuff, bring it back to the hostel, cook it. Stored in a fridge. I haven't done that, stored it in a fridge, because I was worried people were just going to be like, oh, yay, I'm just going to help myself to this food that's not mine. But most people aren't like that. Lockers. You're not going to want to, drag your stuff along with you everywhere. Lockers are obviously a great way to store your stuff. You should always store your valuables first, your, laptop or your camera if you don't want to haul it around with you. No one's going to steal your clothes. Most people aren't going to steal your backpack or, your luggage. A fancy new backpack, though, that will make you a target. That's something that can easily be stolen, then sold on Craigslist or whatever for a quick buck. I actually just had my backpack stolen. So, I don't know why I put etc., but just forget about that. Next, so you have all these things that you know to look out for. The best way to look for all of those is hostelworld.com. It's a great resource for finding the perfect hostel. You can search by price, how they're rated, and then all of these amenities. With that being said, don't book through hostelworld.com. Don't book through third-party booking sites at all. I've gone over that in all of the series where I've shown you that it's upwards of 5 to 10% cheaper just by booking directly. Simply find the hostel that you like on hostelworld.com. Use Google. Book directly. With that too, a lot of hostels will offer a long stay discount. So you stay for 5, 7 days, whatever. Then they'll take 5 or 10% off the total price. So you're saving 5 to 10% on top of the 5 to 10% that you're saving by booking directly. You don't always have the choice. Sometimes hostels will use hostelworld.com to facilitate that part of the business, but it's something to keep in mind. And I know I talked about the long stay discount. You don't always have to do a long reservation. What I always do is book a hostel for a day or two, especially the first 2 days when I land in a new city. That way I know for a fact that I have a place to crash. But that way you're not locked into this, really long reservation if the hostel sucks or whatever, or if I meet somebody and I want to, move around with them, travel with them. So yeah, you should always book a hostel the first day or two when you land and the last day before you leave. That way you definitely have a place to stay on those important days. So yeah, and you can always continue your reservation, and especially if you're there for a week or longer, that's when you can look into the long stay discount. But the long stay discount, they make it really hard to find that kind of stuff on hostelworld.com, which is why it's always better to book directly. Yeah, that's all I can think of. One thing I will say, hostels, bring flip-flops. Flip-flops and earplugs. Flip-flops, I have seen some disgusting showers in some otherwise amazing hostels. Flip-flops will save your feet, and, earplugs will help with, rowdy people if you can't sleep with, a lot of noise and stuff like that. So yeah, I hope that helps. If you guys have any questions or concerns, or you want me to do this for anything else, like Couchsurfing or Airbnb or whatever, I'm more than happy to do it. So yeah, just comment below. Yeah. See you in the next video.